Welcome back. Rico Money Bags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification stays lit. Like that, you guys do not miss out. Welcome in, everybody. Furious Gamer, that's a nice one right there. Appreciate it, man. Blazer pulling in. I mean, cha-ching. We got Los Santos, Zach Attack. Shout out to my brother Blazer. Shout out to Saphir. Shout out to who else we got in here? Mr. Mo. First one up in here. We got AD. AD. I saw Brett doing really good. You might want to get OG Brett up in here, man. I'm just saying, you guys, AD, you might want to get him up in here because, at late nights, I'm surfing everything. I'm checking on everything. And I saw Brett was back over $10 million market cap. So, it's waking up. Things wake back up. I mean, maybe that quietness is over for a lot of things. We'll see. Welcome in, everybody. Let's go ahead and get this day started. This crypto day started. Positive price action. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It felt really good. When I woke up and it looked really good. Even when I was going to sleep, the technicals looked like it was lining up. How long is it going to last? We really don't know. But the thing is, it's starting to sound like almost everybody wants this right now, right? There's like moments where like it's bearish, and then it's like, everybody's agreeing on it, but then it's almost like the sentiment changes and everybody starts to agree that it's starting to turn around, and then the consensus kind of starts to rally up. And we're seeing that in some meme coins. We're seeing that in the price action of BTC. Is it something to, be screaming at the top of your lungs? No, it's not, but it's a nice steady climb in the upward direction. Seeing BTC over 85,000 and going into it a little bit. It's really nice. Right now it's at 84,000, 85,000, but it went over it and it was holding pretty good. So XPX will take us to the promised land. Absolutely. That's my main thing, Mr. Mo, and everybody that's holding XPX, and we're all holding it together. I mean, we see the markets and everybody got tested. I seen projects that were double-digit million-dollar market caps, and they're underneath us right now. And that's because, it's like, what was crazy, Mr. Mo, and everybody. I don't know if you guys have seen this like meme going around, but it's like one person starts at one side of the balls, and then one person starts, and there's two baskets, right? And there's like, they did it with balls or they did it with cups. I seen one where they did it with cups, and there's cups all the way lined up, and one person starts at one end of the cups away from the basket, right? Which seems like the harder way to do it, right? And then one person starts right in front of it, which seems like the easier way, right? Just taking out the easy ones and putting it in the bucket. But, the person who started at the hard part towards the end of it, they're right next to the bucket. So these last cups, they get to just put them right in there right away. Yeah, the person who started the furthest wins. And that's the thing. Like, we really knocked out and been working on the hardest parts first. Like, honestly, when I saw that, it gave me like a, and we should make a meme about that, Saphir. You know what I'm talking about. You guys are probably better at that than I am and stuff. But where we could have that or something like that, because when I saw that, the first thing I thought about was XPX. I was like, look at the other side, how happy they look putting the cups in there, and they're all happy. And it's like, and then you got the one on the other end doing from the hardest point, what seems like the longest run. But at the end, that gap closes quite exponentially. And that's what I know happens like when everything aligns. And it doesn't align overnight, but even the fact of everybody talking about BNB was something that I talked about months and months ago, right? I don't know exactly when these things happen, exactly when, nobody really knows, but whether I not know that a lot of these parts of the market are very circular and that, these things get a go, I know that for a fact, right? He said, I'm no Jew, but XPX was promised to me 3,000 years ago. I love it. Yeah, I love that one. So what? Yeah, and you know what? That's what it felt like to me. And even like Smart DeFi and what Fed Token has been doing, right? While everybody else has been screaming and doing all this stuff, these guys have been building. They've been grinding it out. The gorillas have really been working hard. What a lot of people might think was that announcement. I don't know if somebody took the announcement light or how. It takes a lot of work to get that UI and all that stuff to work, and that you guys are bringing something to the table for the community, and it works perfectly, and you guys get to talk about, like, to get that all to align together. It's an effort, everybody. It truly is. That's what we're currently doing right now. I know the effort, because what people might think of like, oh, it's easy, just pay for this and do that and then connect that and then bam, 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 it's done. It's like, no, people live in different time zones. This is like a thing that has to happen around the clock. Certain industries are actually closed on the weekend. So as crypto people, we have to, put our hustle on the pause during the weekend, kick it back up on Monday and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes on, like all the moving pieces. And Vec Token has done a fantastic job with, releasing utility after utility. And, we got that. We got that as well, right? We definitely got that where we've just been working on utility. We've been working on getting more people. Shout out to Raptor. He's ready to get his card. Maybe we'll see him soon. I'm not sure he's pulled up lately, but maybe we'll see him soon. That he's ordered his card as well, and that'd be pretty bullish. So we're just gonna keep building. That's what we're supposed to be doing. I mean, the things are aligning, right? Like the BTC going over 100K. BNB starting to get his turn and everything like that. So it is coming all together, everybody. Right now, we got the overall crypto market cap at 2.78 trillion. We needed to go over 3. 3 is when it's like there's no denying it, right? There's absolutely no denying it that it's got a little bit more bullish, right? And right now, the overall price is Bitcoin up almost, 1.5%, creeping up there. We got Ethereum up 5.5% on this. We're looking at on the week because it's been, this last couple of weeks has been, well, we've all been experiencing it. It's been quite boring. It's been very, that's why these percentages are very low. Nothing to be screaming about, right? But on the flip side, green, better than red, right? So we're seeing XRP, 3.2% up, BNB 3.5 on the week. We have to look a little bit zoomed out right now, even right here. Tron up 7.4%, but nicely starting to creep where we're going to see the market kind of be maybe 10% up on the week and stuff like that. So you don't want to sleep on this stuff, but I mean, extremely market being tested 100%. But when I seen Bitcoin over 85,000, I was like, nice, I like this. Then I found this right here. This is nice right here. So Cointelegraph, and this is on TradingView. If you guys got TradingView, you guys can find this. This is something that we talk about quite a bit. It's the 200 moving average, and I mean, we got people talking about it right here as well. So we'll go over this and go into that 200 moving average. The 50 moving average is why we're seeing some of that kind of price action right now. We'll break it down on the chart. We'll talk some other projects. We'll get into the DeFi space in just a bit. So share the link, everybody. We're also going to have some guests up tomorrow, making sure that everything's confirmed and stuff. So if you guys got projects out there, have your devs, your CTO leads. I'm doing my best to give as many projects the ability, the option to come up here and talk about their project. But if you guys don't want to, that's on you guys, right? It's up to you guys. The opportunity is there. So Bitcoin price recovery sets base for Tron, AVAX, near OKB to rally. And we're seeing that, right? The market, BTC gets over 85,000 and the rest of the market started to feel a little bit better. It just felt better, right? Now, obviously, it's pulled back a little bit, but what's interesting is something that we talk about quite a bit on the channel. So Bitcoin bulls are trying to make a comeback by maintaining the price above the 200 simple moving average, 84,890 or 84,900 over the weekend. Big Get Research chief analyst Ryan Lee told Cointelegraph that Bitcoin needs to close above 85,000 this week to signal strength and prevent a drop to 76,000. We also talked about that $72,000, $73,000 range. So, we're keeping our pulse on, like our fingers on the pulse of crypto for sure. And the prices are not exactly the same, but we have an idea of what's going on into the market, right? And what's going on, the consolidation, where we need to really push a lot stronger. And if we don't, where things can fall back to and stuff, right? So Lee also added that above 87,000 would give a clear bullish confirmation. I would like 90,000, just skip right to 90,000, right? Those round numbers, but 87,000 also sounds very comfortable as well. So tariff wars have rocked both traditional markets and the cryptocurrency markets in the past few days. Nansen research analyst Nikolai believe that the markets remain under pressure until April 2nd, not April 1st, not April Fool's Day. He made sure to say April 2nd. So while speaking on Cointelegraph, Chain Reaction Daily X Show, he also said that if the tariffs get dropped, it could act as the biggest driver at this moment. But really, you know what? They're gonna inject liquidity again. That's what usually has to happen. It comes into like the markets get scared, even the S&P 5, it starts to pull back, and then historically, there's like this pullback, and the government injects liquidity, and then it creates a rally for another period of time. So right now we're in that part, in that dip right there, where it's like, man, that's irritating, right? But that's where we're at right there, and it's actually something that we can take care of. So let's go into this right here, the 200 moving average. Well, we talk about it quite often on the channel. We'll start off with the 50. So 85,000 right now on BTC, which is very nice. I want to show everybody something that on the daily chart, yes, although we have some work to do, because we're trading underneath this 50 moving average. When we do add the 200 moving average, this is what we're talking. 1 second. Right here. This is the 200 moving average right here on the daily. So we want to get above this 200 moving average on a daily. What's cool and what's going on, when we start to lower these charts, I want to show you guys the 50 first, and then, we'll talk about the 200, is that we've been trying and we've been doing pretty good. Whenever we're above this 50, we'll fight to get above that 200, right? But this 4-hour chart is where this crucial 200 moving average really comes into play, everybody, because if we look backwards, this is what's been going on the whole time. We've been fighting to get above this 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. It's just been a nasty downtrend or a great short, right? Just depending on how you look at it. Either a nasty downtrend for the bulls, or no, if you went long on any of this up here, if you were buying the top. But really what's been going on is this bumping into this 200 moving average and having this red cloud, right? And what's nice is a lot of times over here, we broke above the 50, but whenever we're underneath the 50 like this, look at how oversold we went. We broke above the 50, we tested the 200, broke below the 50, broke again the 50, went towards the 200, broke underneath the 50, came back down here. Now we get to try it again, and we actually tapped it again. But what's nice is starting to pinch. You're seeing this 50 and this 200 moving average pinch, where before there was so much divergence that it would be hard to. Up here we had an opportunity to kind of do it right here when the market was still trying to hold on to the 90s. But when we had that dip down, we've been far away from it for a while. Look at this gap between the 50 and the 200. That's a big gap. And right now we're having this thing where it's starting to squeeze nice like that. And we're seeing the 4-hour chart about to grab this cross right here, this parabolic SAR, and flip it to the bottom and have some bullish price action this way. Now on the 4-hour chart, we do have this ability to go up to 90,000. That's where we want to be. 88,000, 87,000 is what he's talking about right here. This is exactly where that 200 moving average is at. On the daily chart, we got work to do. What's awesome is that we have this red line, the point of control right here. We have an incentive for this thing to crawl up and come get this liquidity up here. And the markets might truly do that. So the 4-hour chart, bullish, right? Still got some work on the daily, but bullish on the 4-hour chart. We're above the 50, printing green candles. We have not, let's put on the Blunt House technical analysis, add a layer to this. We have our buy signal here. That was just a little bit ago. And on the 4-hour chart, we're looking good. This one I like to clear up. It's good for the higher time frames. But right here, let's go a little bit lower down to the hourly. And we'll even get this one out the way so it's not so choppy for everybody. So above the 50, bullish. Underneath the 50, it gets bearish. Right now, even on the hourly chart, we're looking really good. But then we're seeing where this common thing starts to happen all the time, where this red line pulls, this red line where this liquidity is at over here, pulls the price of this. And you can see that's exactly where the 50 average is somewhat at. We could have just a natural bounce and keep going up and keep fighting this resistance, which would be good for us, those that want the market to turn around. The markets have been some nice price action throughout the day. How long is it going to last? Is it enough to get us enough hype to get back over, $3 trillion market cap and get the markets a pump? Maybe. But maybe we have a little bit of consolidation because this daily chart has some work to do to cross over. What's nice is on the weekly chart, we're looking beautiful. Weekly chart bouncing right off the 50 moving average, going straight to make a next leg up. So a lot of that lower time frame stuff is a lot of noise. If you're worried about the market long term, you're pretty good. We're above the 200, we're above the 50. Now we started crossing underneath the 50, then underneath the 200. We could see the scariest prices nobody wants to talk about. We're talking about $58,000 Bitcoin. That doesn't seem realistic right now. We're talking about $20,000 Bitcoin. Does that seem realistic right now? Doesn't seem too realistic, right? So I don't think that's going to really happen. This is where we're at. We're most likely going to bounce off of this stuff. All this volume profile stuff is going to move up because it does adjust. And we'll see, where these floors eventually, this volume and liquidity is going to be holding above, around these 80s, the hundreds, the 90s possibly. So daily chart, a little bit of work to do. 4-hour chart and down. 50's good. 200's not good still. We got to cross that one. But we're going towards it on that squeeze. What's nice. That's what's really, really nice. Same here for the 3-hour chart. You start to lower these time frames up. And this is a moment that we really haven't had too many times because it's been bearish. And when we have had it, we've been rejected. We can only be rejected so many times against the 200 moving average, working our way down into it squeezes and it pinches and they flip. And when they flip, we can see some bullish activity on the market. So if you've been surviving this February, this March, which is a really, really, boring kind of time that we've just been trading downward and, trying to find support, we're just about where I feel like we could be out of this. It could take 2 weeks, 3 weeks. As long as we get out of it, that's all that matters to me, right? And it seems like, when you start reading the articles now and what's going on, people want it to kind of happen. The markets only stay bearish for so long unless we truly enter a real bear market or something like that, which we have not entered, everybody. On the higher time frames, we have not just seen that where that's the case. All right, so let's go over to Solana really quick. We'll keep it moving. Let's get we got numbers are looking good actually right now. Let's get Solana up in here, right? Same thing with Solana. This was really nice to trade because it's just given a lot of opportunity, and on certain time frames, it's kind of easy to see this dance that it's having. So, you got a signal right here underneath this 50 moving average, a buy signal. You could trade it to right over the 50. You already know that's going to be bullish, and you can ride that wave as long as you want. Right here, you could have sold, still in profit, jump back in because obviously it's a good long trade because the odds of it being, you really didn't have to sell because this is a 15-minute chart, so that's why it's really choppy. We're in, out, and jumping around, but really above the 50, you're really good. This is where it really starts to look interesting, right? Where we start to have the yellow and the white twist right here. You get your sell signal up here, and it's looking like we're curling towards the 50. Even if you wanted to, hold a little bit for a little bit more risk to see if there was going to be a bounce off the 50 to go back up, because that could happen. Once it crossed the 50, that was your sign to say, hey, this trade right here is done. From right here, this trade to right here is done. If you wanted to trade on the 15-minute chart. So just keep that in mind. Those little trades, once it crosses over, you're basically, it's done, and you can flip the trade, you can monetize the chart the other way, or you can just wait for your setup all over again. Now let's look at Solana really quick from the higher time frames and work our way down. Solana right here, like I said, if we would have been using the 200 moving average, you would have been shorting Solana since $200. You would have been shorting it this whole time. And we're going to refine this together, everybody. That's what we're going to do. We're going to refine this during these boring times when this is what we're supposed to be doing for a couple hours a day and just literally refining this. So when the markets get really, really, exciting again, and we're over, $3 trillion market cap and all that volume is coming in, it doesn't even matter to you. You're monetizing the chart both ways. You're holding your gems. You're being able to take profits off of these CEXs and put it into your XPX, put it into your FEG token, if that's something that you choose to do, right? It's not financial advice, but if you choose to do something like that, you essentially could. But this is a good time right now when the markets are kind of just not that exciting and a little bit slow. You can kind of test your theory and test your strategy that you're using and stuff, because, well, the markets are not going to be shaking you that much. But daily chart right there. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart. We'll take this indicator out so it gets a little bit clearer. I want it to be too choppy. Same thing on this 4-hour chart. When it's underneath this 50 moving average, downtrend. You could wait for it to be above and see if this is going to be that trade, right? and then start to add some of your other indicators that might give you that signal. Like, okay, now that I added this one, I see that we're not above the 200 moving average. So I might want to wait till I see this 50 moving average cross over the 200 and the candles actually go over the 200, because it's kind of hard for it not to be overall bullish. We'll start to get a green cloud instead of this red cloud that we have down below. This is like the Ichimoto cloud. See how it's green up here once it crosses over? Cross over into the green, go with the trend and follow where this liquidity is going. Don't keep trying to do this bam, bam, bam. It's not there yet. You might as well just get your strategy, look for your trade, lock it in really good, and make a really good, successful trade. And these are the times that we can dial this stuff in together, everybody. All right. Now that we got that out the way, it's important to refine that a little bit every single day, everybody, and take the opportunity to do so. Let's come over here to Feg Token, come over to Smart DeFi. Shout out to the team. Just release some new details. You guys can come over here, launch a project, do whatever you guys want. It's very easy now. Now it's even easier than before. When I did it, it looked like this. Not the colors weren't like this, but these colors are fly, man. They did this really good. The eyes like it. I love when like brand people like Marlon, somehow they know exactly how to make it where the eye is going to like it. And whether I want to decide if my eye likes it or not, it's like they know my eye better than my own eye, that I know my own eye. So this looks very clean, very simple. I love the categories. You can see what the information is all about, right? It breaks it all down to simplicity, what kind of style you want to do. You want to do a meme category, balance category. They've been building nonstop. And it's the same thing that I was talking about in the beginning of the stream, like with XPX and that little video that I saw with the little cups and stuff like that. They're just been building. Like the market is going to have people come into it nonstop. This is always going to be the future. Trading was never as popular as it is today. And now that it gets more and more popular, this is going to be an ever expanding market as far as token creation, as far as trading goes. And, Feg Token obviously has taken the route to start at the back to make sure that we can get all the hard stuff done. And right now we're consolidating on some discount prices, amazing prices, $8.3 million market cap, $8.4 million market cap on Feg. The stake is going up 38.75 on the staking on Feg. The burn has also been there. So over 2.5% burn. And that baseline value has been climbing right here, everybody. But more so than anything, what's been going on is a project and a team that's been building for over 4 years, everybody. That's why I launched XPX on this. That's why I want you guys to come check it out. You don't need to have no code experience. You get to have a double audited contract. You get to have staking, which is going to be a whole narrative. You guys get to have lending, which is going to be another whole narrative. And you guys get to have, honestly, amazing customer support. Most people don't even talk about that in the space because you usually just got to figure it out and make a bunch of mistakes. But you can just ask the Feg team of over 4 years experience to say, hey, I'm thinking of this, that, and the other. Do you have any, ideas or, how should I go about doing this? And they're definitely going to lead you in the right direction, everybody. So come over here, give Feg Token a follow. Also, don't forget to join me on Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Every Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we have a good time. Guerrilla Radio. We break down the market. We have some fun together. And we get the guerrillas together, right? And we've been picking up the pace on so many different types of spaces going on by different types of people. And that's really what we want. So if you feel like you have something to offer to the whole ecosystem, do that, right? We got Feg the System. We also have, TK doing his thing. We got Feg to Retire. We got All Out Crazy going all out crazy. We have the markets and projects attract the right people. So we've been having a lot of people step up and take the initiative to do the things that they really like to do. And I say that should continue to grow. And just get ready for when the markets turn around, because right now we can set all these pieces in place and get ready for when the market actually starts to respond to all this stuff, right? Because the markets are also just not at that moment where it's going to look like all this stuff is valuable. Some people might be like, man, I'm rating, I'm shilling, I'm doing this, and I'm just not seeing what I want to see. Part of the journey is that. But fortunately, because it is rewarding, right? That you're willing to keep going when others wouldn't keep going. That's like, how do you want your story to be told? Like, everybody wants that kind of story. So just know that sometimes your story is doing that part right there. It's doing that part where It seems like everything that you're doing might not be being recognized, but honestly, it is. It's just that when the markets turn around, you're going to see, and some people will wish to have not been, doing these things that they were. You're going to see all these things kind of get a little bit of traction, everybody. So shout out to Feg Token, shout out to Smart DeFi, Smart Pi up here on the top. We got the Space Penguins up here on the top. We got Volcano up here on the top. We got Smart DeFi Doge on the top, everybody. Okay, so we got these are the Smart DeFi top trending tokens, and very nice. That's cool, right? We got some new tokens trending. We got Smart Pi trending up there. We got the Space Penguins taking the lead for first. That's very nice. And of course, everybody, we're going to get into this right now. XPX being so resilient, everybody. Some people on stake and then they sell, and then like we go right back over 74%. This community, we have it, everybody. We got it. We got what a lot of people fight to have, and that is a resilient community. We have the products, we have the services, we have the community. We're putting this together. We have more products and services in the pipeline that are going to happen for sure. I think you guys are going to be very happy with some of the things that the team has been working on right around the corner. I mean, that's what we continue to do. Honestly, we continue to do this, and for a very deserving community, for a very deserving vision, for a very deserving idea, for a very deserving token contract. I mean, project. What box does XPX not check? Other than we've been waiting for BNB to get his moment, right? That's all. We did this when nobody was talking about BNB. Now everybody's talking about BNB. It's just the balls in our court to get it rolling, and I believe that we are. I already see that happening, and when I see everybody else consolidating, there's Feg Token consolidating, BTC consolidating, ETH is consolidating, BNB is consolidating. Of course, we're going to see some consolidation. We've been around over these 9 months. You got Love Molly consolidating. We're all consolidating together. The whole market, unless it's a new launch, or they already went through this phase before while we were pumping, then it's their turn to kind of have that pump. But these things are kind of crazy how they happen. It's like fractals on top of fractals. It's just nonstop, these patterns that happen back to back, and we're going to see that happen more and more. Watch, we're going to keep breaking it down and going into these ideas that we're seeing, these patterns that we're seeing. But a little bit of consolidation, that's fine. It's not like we're being left behind or anything like that. If anything, I'm telling you, today I was looking at some projects on the deck screener, and projects that hit tens of millions, like way over tens of millions, like 20, 30, they're underneath us right now. And I'm not trying to, and that's why I'm not saying no names, because I don't want to pour salt on anybody's wounds. But, sometimes you see really how strong your community is when everything else is falling apart, right? It's like, yeah, we're not as big as them. Yeah, we haven't had our moment to get that big, but boy, do we feel like the 300. I'll tell you that. I mean, because it's a smaller group, it's a smaller project, but you don't want to go up against it. It's just really, really strong. It's so consistent, so resilient. The community's active, the team is active, the smart contracts back this thing up. And then you compound that with the ability to continue to offer utilities and resources to not just individuals, but businesses. This is a real thing, everybody. You should want a project like this in your portfolio. We are all meme coin investors. We are all crypto investors. We are all, believers in blockchain technology. But XPX, honestly, everybody, it's a gem. That's really what it is. It's a beautiful purple gem that if you had, you would keep it in your safe. You would keep it safe. This is like a nice big old gem that you just found and you detach right from the inside of a cave off the wall, and you don't even tell nobody about it. You just keeping that gem. So I got a bag. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you how big that diamond is, but it's a big purple diamond, everybody. And this thing's a really, really special project. And part of the reason, I'll be honest with you guys, it's like the token contract that allows us to have rewards for not just the investors. I'm an investor with you guys. I bought into this myself. I buy into this, on a regular basis. I love this project. I love the vision. I love the support that we get. We're on a mission together. And the fact that we have smart DeFi contracts working for us and assisting us in the fact of not having to see in these hard times that our project is just standing there strong. This is our moment to keep building, keep getting stronger, because we're seeing one of the things that I've talked about months ago is everything's BNB now. There was nobody. It was just us. It was just us, Saphir, Furious Gamer, Mr. Mo. It was just us saying like BNB, everybody, maybe get some BNB. Might be a good idea. And now everybody has BNB. They would have all had BNB at $480 when this thing first started to kick off. And it's still going to happen. We're going to see BNB, like I'm telling you guys, go over $1,200, and everything on the BNB chain is going to happen. We're seeing the beginning stages of BNB get hot, just like when Solana did it and it got crazy and stuff. We have not seen it get crazy yet. Okay. And I believe that it will get crazy when we see also now that everybody has BNB in their wallet, but when the markets break over 96,000, over 100K BTC, now they're all going to have BNB in their wallet. Now we just start waving our flag. Hey, we've been waving this flag, this purple flag. Hey, XPX over here. And people are going to attract to this, whether to get the project because it's solid or whether because they bought their projects at these prices. And now that everything's pumping, they're going to take profits and use our resources. No matter what, there's so many win-wins in this project, everybody. As an investor, as the business side of everything that's going on for us, like it checks so many boxes, everybody. And come over here, come check it out, come use this. This is here for you guys. We got another one coming. We got more stuff coming. More things going to be added to the website. This website's been growing nonstop. Just been growing ever so gently, ever so perfectly. It's just been growing back to back. So come check us out. Crypto bill payments. Get your cards, everybody. 70 different cryptocurrencies, multiple blockchains. XPX definitely marks the spot, everybody, and has proven itself to be a safe investment, everybody. Smart contracts are there. The token is there. The community is there. Everything is there. And I don't want you guys to miss out, man. Also, check this out. You guys can go get a head start on some of these right now. These are pretty fire, but we got some special things coming for sure that you do not want to miss out on. But these are already taking off. So, and I believe if there's a matter of fact, if you are a channel member and it asks for a promo code, try putting in WAGME and it might give you 10% off. So just putting that out there. If you go to the store part of the channel, go to store. If it asks you to put in, a promo code, put in WAGME, but you have to be a YouTube channel member, and it will give you 10% off, everybody. All right. So that link's over here. You guys can come check that out at XPX Token. There's going to be some more cool things coming that you guys don't want to miss out as far as payments, as far as DeFi stuff. Not going to say that. As far as real world stuff, and just some cool things. Actually, just some things that are actually cool. And we're giving you guys a taste of that right now. Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. Okay. All righty. Mate, you could have told me that Friday. I just did that today. And I just did that today, Mr. Mo. And I'm not sure. I know you're an admin or a mod for the YouTube channel. I think you got to be a channel member. I'm almost think it's brand new that they just added that. I just been playing with all the features on this little thing, but don't worry. There's going to be some really cool things coming. Some things that are going to be set up. Don't feel bad. I bought one at the same price that you did just to have one. I think I can actually show you, and it'll show you like one of the orders is. So I bought it at the same price. Yeah. So far, everybody's gotten the purple one. It's been, depending where you're at, it's been $30 to $31. You know, depending where you're at because of customs and all that. You know, but for the most part, it's been $30 to $31. So no promo. I didn't even use the promo code. I didn't do no promo code. I was like, I just want it. I don't even care. But today I seen it. I was like, oh, okay. Let's see. And I think they're just trying to that connectivity, like with YouTube and everything. Like they're trying to. These are all like brand new features that they've added to like help like the channel get more traction and people get engaged and stuff like that. So the fact that I was able to connect that easily, I was really impressed. I had to watch like a couple YouTube videos, but was not that bad, and actually doing all that stuff was relatively easy on that part. So come check us out at XPX Token. Everybody, get a bag. Like Mr. Mo says, I say not financial advice, but get a bag. I mean, it's very simple. BNB is going to pump everybody. We're going to pump as well. We're standing here very, very strong. I would like us to get into this $1 million market cap in these, while these markets are down like this, because when the markets pump up again, we'll easily start heading towards our all-time high organically. And a lot of, new BNB people that obviously already watched the channel, they're going to look at us as an opportunity right now. They're keeping an eye on us, but a little bit of that FOMO has to be that thing that nudges them right over to say, okay, I took some profit on this BNB play, on that BNB play. I'm going to get some Feg token. I'm going to get some Space Penguin. I'm going to get some XPX. I'm going to get some Love Molly, whatever they might want to get. Come check it out over here on Smart DeFi. You guys can also trade these projects on PancakeSwap if you guys like. If you guys don't want to use Smart DeFi and you don't want to stake them, you guys can just grab the contract address and do it over there. But a lot of great things happening right here. Very happy with this and the way that how resilient we are when these markets are testing everybody. So shout out to the community. We got this one for sure, everybody. We're locked in. Let's go to the next project, everybody. Let's get everybody nice and comfortable with the idea of Merv. She's a beautiful talking cat, everybody. Yes, that is Merv. Merv. And still worth it. I agree. What's up, Gene? Let's go. Look at this cat. I was gonna say about okay. Okay, I would just like to bank on Merv. She is a famous TikTok cat and is on Solana for like 6 months at 130, 140K market cap, just chilling. It is. Owner endorsed the cat. This is a sender and a hidden gem. People sleeping on a real talking cat. It's funny AF. I don't know, Rumi. I can't believe people are sleeping on a real talking cat with the actual TikTok account that is crazy bullish. Like the actual TikTok account is there for everybody. When we started this, it was $1.7 million followers. Now we're over here $2 million followers. It's just gonna keep growing. I'm waiting for Merv to say Rico, something like that. Give Rico a follow, something like that. Something because when you listen to Merv, it's a she, but it's not like she's saying like something. She has a interesting voice. Like he used this to summon Merv, his little doll right here. It's a Merv. But that's why it's funny, at least for me, summon the Bagagua. The fact that I know this word and it's some kind of lore to it now, it's hilarious that this is what we do. So this right here is Merv the cat. She's beautiful. She's talking. 2 million followers on TikTok. Great project. I mean, also another project that's just been consolidating, going through their test phase, and eventually it pops. When it pops over 200, a lot of people are going to be very, very happy. I'm telling you. And it'll just keep pumping after that. We're waiting for that little ignite to just take things off. And of course, it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to go over some levels to get super excited. When you come over here and you look at Bitcoin at the 4-hour chart, this is the tall tale sign. Just come over here. Have we broken over the 200? No, we need a breakover because all this time since I had 101K, we've been underneath the 200 moving average. When we can get back above that 200 moving average on that 4-hour chart, Bitcoin has the opportunity to come up here to around 90,000, and you'll see Solana go up, you'll see BNB go up, you'll see XPX go up, you'll see Feg token go up, you'll see Merv go up, you'll see Bomi, the homie, go up, right? We'll see multiple projects going up. Speaking of Bomi, let's go to Bomi. So low cap gems, these are the ones you guys want to look at right now. Merv is undervalued 100%. It's just waiting for that one pop, Blazer. It's like everybody else will the space is almost copyright based on copyright infringement. It's like, the fact that they actually own the fact that they actually own the cat is absolutely amazing. Here we got Bomi right here, 386, creeping back up to 400K, brick by brick. They're doing it. Brick by brick right here. They're doing it little by little. Nice and easy, does it? That good old Frank Sinatra. That's what they're doing, man. So 500K market cap for Bomi is going to be the target. And the same thing. ETH is under 2K right now. We need everything to pump up. Here we go. Bomi is the bomb because I'm TNT. I'm dynamite. TNT, and I'll win the fight. TNT, I'm a power load. TNT, watch me explode. One of the guys that they're getting all like I gotta start dropping bars. Okay. Bomi is the bomb. I know they're doing some collabs. If you guys are on base, if you guys want to collab with them, definitely contact Bomi the homie. They want to collab with more base plays and get people to, they're going to make the content for you. That's pretty bullish. Here we go. 386K market cap, headed towards that 500K. It's going to be where Bomi wants to go. We got TK in the spot, man. Yesterday was his birthday, man. Bro was just holding it down for the whole space like he always does. He's got Captain XPX. Whoo, very nice. Captain XPX, man. The Captain fam, I'm surprised they're not in here right now because they've been pulling up nonstop. Let's check on them. Let's check the chart. Let's see where it's at. 5.4. Okay. They usually have a VC, right? They usually got something going on. Maybe they got a VC going on right now. Maybe they're too busy for the, show me your gems episode 185, maybe they're too busy for that. I don't know. Captain BNB, Lisa, Cryptomania. They made one for me and stuff. It was nice because they're like, you should switch yours. I was like, I can't, man. I'm XPX for life. I cannot switch my thing. They made one with my XPX ring on there and stuff like that. So I thought that was adorable. I mean, there we go. Yep. I need at least one. At least one. I almost not. At least one a day, Saphir. What do you think about Bad Idea? I think they got a great community. I mean, there are some people from like the VIT community that really liked it. Shout out to the VIT Army. I mean, great community. I mean, they really bonded together, but they definitely and that's a really nice turnout on this Captain BNB one right here. 2100. Yeah, so I have not gotten Bad Idea. I suspect more fee picks. 1 second. Appreciate you all being patient for that. I know. System overload. System overload. You guys heard the new Ye? Said no way, he's out of hand. A lot of people say that Kanye's like a toxic relationship where you hate him and you go back. Magic show, he disappeared just like that, super fast. Abracadabra. So at Captain BNB, they are a very strong community. You guys can join their TG. They're very active. We've been keeping an eye on them. They've been having their little pops where they break out, and they had their first initial breakout go all the way up to 66 million. So We got a lot. I hate the new Kanye. I heard that, bro. It's like something like I'm not making excuses for people because obviously he's out of hand. I mean, some just recklessito stuff. Um, that exposure, that all that stuff is like there's a certain level of rich that it's not healthy. It's just not. You just something happens. You got to find a sweet spot and stuff. Everything has a sweet spot, man. It's like everything has that. Everything has like a touch, right? Like you're throwing a football, you're making a basketball, you're playing pool. Everything has like a nice little touch. And you do anything like crazy, crazy like that, and the way he's done it, you snap. People snap like that. He's definitely the touch is kind of not there. Yeah, I know. Captain B&B, man. Not Captain B&B. Captain B&B. I mean, they got a lot of great exposure from CZ and like the Binance chain. I think they just have to let their community know that we're all waiting together. We're all waiting together for this to finally flip over. This going over the 200 moving average. This happens, we're all going to be happy. Watch the new money that's going to be. If they could do this when the market's not that hot right now, just imagine when the market gets back hot. That's what we're all waiting for, everybody. We're all part of this ride together. This is Captain B&B. I really like this community. They're doing a lot of great things for the B&B chain by bringing a lot of hype. They're all wearing their avatars. They're doing spaces, and the more people hosting spaces about B&B, the easier it is for Feg Token, the easier it is for XPX to really capture some of these people's attention, right? Like Mubarak. Mubarak is doing absolutely amazing. I was reading an article right here on Watcher Guru. Even this right here, like Coinbase is reportedly in advanced talks to purchase derivatives venue Durabit, a move that could shake up coin stock future. Durabit is the world's largest trading platform for Bitcoin and Ether options, and acquisition would be huge for Coinbase, according to the source closed the deal. What's cool is that this is in Dubai, so they're already talking to people to make this change happen. These sources report that the companies have already notified regulators in Dubai about the discussions. Of Durabit holds a license there. Coinbase would officially take over this license upon the purchase, putting Coinbase in a strong position in that region. Man, Mubarak has turned up this region. This region, I don't know, though, and like for a while, it wasn't like this region I felt was talking about crypto. So now we're seeing whether it's meme coins, whether it's Coinbase going to Dubai, but we're hearing a lot of Dubai money coming into the market. Maybe we're connecting dots where we don't need to connect them. Maybe we're reading, that's Furious Gamer. That's why they would need that. Why would they want to do that, Furious Gamers or Furious Gamer, for all season? For all season, not just Bitcoin. They want to do that for all season, and we're seeing this is how do they get this market ready? Through meme coins. So you get the whole Dubai community ready, just like they did with the United States, just like they did with everybody else with all these other meme coins on Solana. You get everybody hyped up through a meme coin to get ready for the main signal to come in. And then, you have the alt season, you have the alts kind of send, and even meme coins still send, right? So all these little things, to me, although they don't reflect the price right now or they're not doing nothing exciting, but if we look back, it was like PolyFi tokens. Why were the PolyFi tokens and the political finance tokens important? Because it brought in the American market, right? Those meme coins, that nonstop meme coin PolyFi meta brought in the American market. Then what will happen next? Then it was the countries, right? The El Salvador, right? Because they started doing that. What are you doing? You're bringing in Latin America through these meme coins, right? Through like these funny meme coins that this is what they do. And then this is how they bring people into the market. It's proven that meme coins are here to stay. I mean, we live in a society where if you want people to come into the market, you better get a good meme coin going. And during that PolyFi time, during that country thing where like it was like coins launching about countries and these different metas, there wasn't too much going on about Dubai, right? So now we're seeing the Middle East essentially, right? We're having this side of the world start to come into the market with their own stuff. Remember when Germany cheated their Bitcoin bag and stuff like that at like 60 something K, right? Then you have that type of meta coming in, and people make fun of them and make all these funny meme coins to bring people in. So this is a new era right here. We're seeing Coinbase stretch its tentacles all the way out there. This is a great way to get everybody warmed up to the idea of trading options and what Coinbase is going to be doing with that license over there. How do you get everybody excited? Well, you get everybody creating a buzz about Mubarak, about meme coins, about this, about that. And people get warmed up to the idea that when Coinbase launches something over there, they're most definitely going to open an account. They're most definitely going to open an account. Let them list Mubarak on Coinbase and it's tradable on Coinbase. That might be something that we don't even see coming. Right? That'd be pretty cool. That's how they play these things. They know how to play the long game where like things will not, it almost doesn't seem like anything until everything comes together at once and you're like, oh my God, they've been kind of lining this up the whole time. They've been lining this up the whole time. This is like all the projects coming out of India, the last run. Exactly, bro. What happened? I'm glad you just said that. Yesterday, I had somebody asking me about the Chinese tokens coming out. We were not having the Chinese tokens for a while. We had that Chinese Pepe do good for a little bit, but we weren't really having like now there's like this era of like, the Chinese market. How do you get everybody to participate? With the meme coins. With the meme coins. And you know what? I'm here for the long term. I wish I could do it for everybody. I could wave a wand for Saphir and TK and send them all the fee picks that they want and wave the wand for the market to turn around and do it all. But what's crazy is there is a long-term version of that happening for us. It's not happening overnight, but there is a long-term version of all these things really playing out in our favor 100%. Everybody, you look at this, and this is something that, as simple as this chart is right here, this one's going to hold some of the most value ever. And we'll remember when I was talking about being the innovators, being the early adopters, where eventually the early majority is still going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a late majority. There's going to be the laggards barely getting out of bed, barely figuring out that crypto's a future, while we're still in the green. We're still doing really good. Because when that happens, by the time the lagger stuff happens, we'll most likely be by the end of this cycle. We'll be talking over here, and they're going to have to deal with the bear market. They'll be used as exit liquidity on the right side of this chart. I'm just being honest. And they're going to have to learn their lesson like everybody else, pay their ticket and get into the market. And then they'll be like, now I know. Watch out, all of the ones who start buying in right here after it's up to them. We're going to have a serious pump, everybody. And even at these prices, when it comes down, the cheapest Bitcoin over here is 150. Over here. Cheapest Bitcoin right there is 150. That's so crazy. We have a massive opportunity. And really, it just comes down to zooming out. Looking at this stuff right here, this ability right here. $1 million Bitcoin is not even that far, everybody. When everybody thought 10,000 was not possible, when everybody thought 1,000 was not possible, I mean, there was a time when people thought 100 was not possible. You don't think it's going to do the next leg up? You don't think it's going to do the $1 million show? When they thought this one was not possible, done. They thought this one was not possible, done. They thought this one was not possible, done. You don't think it's going to do this one too? How many times is it going to take for everybody to say, got it, understood, I'm not leaving this market. I love this market. This market is the most predictable thing that I'm going to be able to have to create generational wealth, not just for your greedy butt, but for the other people behind us, for your kids' kids. And when this market does this, it comes up here, all these late people, the laggers, they're going to have to learn on this side. And even at these prices, Bitcoin's going to be the cheapest at 150K. Even when it does that, and they're going to have to learn their lesson. When it curls back up, we already know this. We're not leaving the market. This is what continues to happen, everybody. And Bitcoin's going to come up here. Look at where this at. Maybe this cycle or maybe the next cycle, we see $1 million Bitcoin right here. That's not even that far away. We're right here. You don't think Bitcoin can climb up there? This is the $1 million line. You don't think that Bitcoin can keep going and hit that when it's done this one, this one, this one. You're in it to win it right now. You're in XPX. You're hey, heard you on Arena. Appreciate you, man. It's nice to see some people from Arena pulling up. You don't think that it's going to do that? It's going to keep showing people out. They said it would never go to $100. It did. They said it would never do $1,000. It did. It's for sure not going to do a 10,000. It did. I watched it do it. They said no way, Jose, no way it's going to happen 100K. It did. Let's stop already, okay? We know that we love this market. We're a part of this, and we're going to see BTC rise. So right now we're in a phase that obviously a lot of us should really be seen as a complete opportunity that many will wish for these prices, but it's not that exciting. But whether or not this is going to happen, it's going to happen. It's right there. Not because I said so. I'm not a guru. I'm not none of this. I'm one of you guys with a microphone and a camera, and I'm just noticing that these patterns keep happening over and over and over again. So short term, yeah, thumbs down emoji, right? We talking emojis these days. We're going back to hieroglyphics and stuff. Those are just emojis back in the day. That's all that was. We're headed backwards now. We went to language. Now we're going right back to hieroglyphics. I can send you a whole conversation. If I send everybody an eggplant and I put that on the wall, everybody knows what that means, right? The eggplant hieroglyphic, the synonymous one. So we're waiting for this stuff to happen, but it's going to happen for us, everybody. Let's keep, supporting each other in this space like we have been. Let's keep looking for these solid projects, the builders, Feg Token, XPX, Captain B&B, great meme coins, Merv, Balmy. A lot of plays that you guys like as well. I mean, there's so many plays right now with a great opportunity that is just kind of letting us know. I told everybody at $100 million market cap, this is the entry. I said that over here. I said, hey, it's probably not going to hold on to this because this is crypto. Although it would be nice for it to do that and go back up. No, it's crypto. So most likely 100. Now we're consolidating. They're just going through that consolidation phase faster, because they got more volume, but they went through their consolidation phase and then they're going through their break above. What is it? 150. Ours is what? 1.5. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You just got to add some zeros. That's all it is. And we're waiting for this market to turn around. New launches like this are going to do really well. They're going to do, bring in all the hype, but there's a bigger plan going on that's above us. So I'm glad that the Mubarak is doing really good. I'm glad that Coinbase is launching, derivatives to an acquisition in Dubai. And I mean, we already know we didn't see Dubai talking about crypto as much as it is now. Now you go to Mubarak. I wasn't seeing this stuff. Well, before we were not seeing this in Dubai. We were not seeing Dubai come into the market. We were not having none of this action, and specifically this. My broski up in the office holding it down. I mean, we were not having this. This was not happening. Habibi just chilling right there, looking at Mubarak trading. That's what he's buying. What else? You keep going. We were not having that. We didn't have this. Look at Habibi right here doing. God bless him. Look at him doing good, chilling. We didn't have this. Now it's crazy because now this Mubarak, if Coinbase launches this thing, which it's going to in Dubai, there are already warm leads now. So there's things going on a bigger scale that if you don't zoom out, you won't even see that's really happening. Some people, they're so caught up in their emotions. They're like, oh, I hate Mubarak. It's like, you don't even know Mubarak is bringing in all our Arabic brothers and, sisters from over there, all our, Middle East people coming in because it's creating that hype over there. And Coinbase is playing it perfectly because they just bought that over there. So there's always something bigger going on. And these little clues, they excite me. I know I'm not leaving the market. So it's like, we weren't having this before. They were just busy printing, doing something else. And you're not going to tell me that this guy's going to touch the bag for 100K. It's not going to happen. Dubai money is different type of money. Money I can't even wrap my mind around it, right? Bro's big chilling. That little car up there probably costs 100K. That baby piano probably costs more than one of our. See that little baby piano over there? Let's look at it. He's got a baby piano over here. How much do you guys think this baby piano costs? That little piano right there probably costs. They're not going to touch anything. They're holding strong, and we want this for the market, right? I'm excited for Mubarak. I'm excited for Captain BNB because that's good for XPX. That's good for Feg token. That these markets are bringing in new people, new liquidity by means of meme coins, and we get them in, and it's our job that if you believe that you got a great product, a great service, that you shouldn't worry about these things, right? I'm confident, being able to provide services around the world that this is good for the whole space. Feg token could be very happy because, essentially this was launched on a meme coin platform, a crypto meme launch on 4meme. So how about when this happens to Smart DeFi? When a meme coin launches on Smart DeFi and actually does something like this, it's going to bring so much hype to Smart DeFi. You're going to wish that you bought every Smart DeFi token on there right now, because you're not going to tell me that people who found Mubarak and that took profits are not looking at other tokens on 4.meme. So the same thing can happen to Smart DeFi. We're just watching it happen somewhere else, and then we wait for our turn. We got our ticket. We definitely got our ticket. You got a ticket. You got your ticket. Just hold your ticket. If you got a bag, of a solid project like XPX, of course, Feg token, the creator of Smart DeFi. If you got a solid bag of your Captain BNB and you're bullish on it, your Merv, your Bomi, that's your ticket. Just wait your turn and it's going to happen. The markets has shown that time and time again. Look at the Cardano people. I was just messing around with David before Cardano had pump. Remember, we were joking about that. And the Cardano people were held underwater forever. Look at the XRP people. They were held underwater forever. The holders won. Time and time again, this has shown to be a holder's market. How long can you hold? It's really up to you. But that is right there as an option for you. If you hold, you're going to be looking really good. You're going to be looking really good. And when BTC breaks back over this 200 moving average, everybody, we'll see some positive, even more positive price action, and the space kind of light up. So I'm glad that a lot of you guys and you guys that were new, now we've become more weathered together. We got more more experience right together. That this is nothing. We got to go through this part. We got to handle this part together. So let's keep doing this together, right? Let's keep pulling up for these great projects. Let's keep showing off what we got. Let's pull up on our, CMC accounts. Let's pull up on our Reddit accounts, on our X's account. All these things that we have the power to do, keep doing them, because although right now it might seem like, hey, I've been pulling up to spaces and I'm not seeing that transpire into my price or whatever. That's not how you want to look at it. You want to keep doing it. So when that excitement comes back in, it's going to bring a whole bunch of new people. Everybody's right now is practicing. That's why you're bumping into the same people. You guys are refining your pitches. You guys are getting it warmed up, because there's going to be a moment where when the charts pump back up, new people go, about to go back into the market and new money comes in. You already want to have everything dialed in, right? You don't want to wait till that happens. So it's good that you're, going to spaces and you're warming this thing up and you're getting your pitches on point, because there's going to be a moment that you wish that you did, right? So that's why we pull up consistently. That's why we do what we do for the space, not just for XPX, not just for Smart DeFi, Feg token, but for every single one of you guys, for the Captain BNBs, for the Arrow Buds, for, the Volt Inu that pulls up, Crypto Shade going nonstop, AD and talking about AD and OG Brett. I want to show him some love. Like, thanks to TK for shilling XPX on his OnlyFans. Oh my God. OG Brett, you almost made me forget what I was gonna do because you were OG Brett. Oh yeah, I just put Brett. Oh my God, you just threw me off. I should not even read that because you guys low-key did mess up my algorithm a little bit. And I know you guys did it out of love, as it comes from the heart or comes from the feet, but I appreciate it. Look at this. We got OG Brett right here. Look, didn't nobody tell me to look this up. I'm always paying attention to these projects, as like, I know sometimes they go through their ups, they go through their downs, they get tested, but this is what happens. Out of nowhere, a nice little pop. Out of nowhere, a nice little pop. Look at this. Where's AD at now? We're talking about this at 1.5 back in the day. Consolidated forever, everybody, just nonstop. Rallied all the way up to 44 million. From 44 million down to 3.8. And now It just went back up to 14 mil, just like that out of nowhere. That is cryptocurrency. Everybody who sold through here is like, God, every time I sell, this always happens, right? That's why you just want to hold, because you don't want to be left out for these pops. You owe it to yourself, your diamond bag that you're holding, to watch that thing break $10 million market cap. Like, they have to do this for a while. I mean, this thing was, you guys are not even seeing the full picture. How long? Let me see. This had to go for a while. This was going on for a while. See this? Look at that. Consolidation. Then it went up. So it took them a while to make it happen. Anybody who saw this thing back over here, anybody who bought around here and then missed out on this 47 mil, your bag would look insane up there. You know, your bag will look insane. That's why you see the pullbacks that you get, because people can't even resist. You know, at $40-50 million market cap, your bag's going to be looking wild. Your bag's going to be looking wild. That's why you have to go through a correction, because everybody's bag is looking so wild that, you know, you got a chain reaction of, like, you know, a certain amount of people that can't resist those market caps. And to each his own, it's fine, right? These are really respectable market caps. Obviously, there's going to be corrections and going back up. But yeah, I mean, check this out. They're doing the thing. Look at the X numbers. That's thanks to you guys, man. I really, man, a lot of love and respect for all of you guys. Saphir, appreciate you, brother. Roger, everybody that pulls up. Really, really appreciate it. We're underneath Coin Ranker, man. Coin Ranker's got it, man. But that's Coin Ranker, man. They got it. They got a big account. OG Brett still cooking 1 hour ago. In this market, it has become increasingly more important to look for real projects with real communities, like Murad right here, okay, says one with a cult like following. Well, look no further than the first Brett contract on ETH. You know what? Well, the XPX community, that it has shown that during these hard times, you know, during these pullbacks, that's probably what's happening. Is a lot of people have probably were chasing other stuff, and they're like, let's just go back to OG Brett. I felt at home. Let's stop chasing stuff. Let's just come back together and love each other at OG Brett. That's probably what's going on, because people are tired of chasing stuff and getting rugged. I've taken a seat back from a lot of stuff and just went to trading futures, and because the meme coins were just getting a little bit ridiculous, right? And, you know, I'd rather hold maybe something like Merv that most people can't hold because it's just consolidating nonstop. But Merv pops up. That's a nice play. I'll take some profits, you know, half for me, half for XPX. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to keep doing. To me, I look at it as investing in myself, investing in this community, investing into XPX is not just great for us, but it's great for the space, honestly. And but yeah, I've taken it back because, you know, the meme coin space has been wild. And maybe you're seeing some of this price action on Brett because people are like, man, we had a good thing going over here. Then we all printed and we're chasing all these other ones trying to do this again somewhere else when we could just hold it down together. Merv's holding strong just like Feg and XPX. It sure is, man. It sure is, bro. Appreciate it. We're just looking for our next little breakout, man. Nice little breakout. 1.5 million. With all this BNB flying around, like for XPX specifically, for Feg token, it would be like 15 million. It's almost the same round numbers, just adding zeros, 20 million. But really 50 million would really make a lot of people go, oh man, what the Feg token just ignite at 50 million? People would be like, okay, something just got ignited. At 100 million, everybody would forget about everything that ever happened. everybody would be like, they would start going, all hail the Feg, all hail the team. At $100 million market cap, the fudders will be gone. Anybody who's funny will be out. You know, you can hand out as much Kool-Aid as you want at $100 million market cap with Feg, and it's gonna happen. And you know, XPX, we got some lower market caps to handle. That 1.5 million, especially with all the BNB flying around, will be really nice, because all we have to do is just make it a little bit tempting for them. And I know when the market curls up, we'll see a little bit of that happening organically. Because we have a good looking chart already. So it's not going to take much for people to be like, okay, I took profits off of this. I took profits off of that. Maybe move Barak and I want to get some XPX. That's something that's possible. I've been sending XPX to the big buyers of Mubarak that already hold Mubarak. If I see a buy over 10K, I'll just the other night I was doing it where I'll just send them some XPX. Doesn't have to be much. You can send 1 million XPX, 2 million XPX. It's either going to be never used, or so it's almost like being burned somewhat because maybe nobody touches it, or maybe you see somebody from Mubarak really step in, or somebody that's watching Mubarak wallets notice that somebody's actually holding Mubarak and this token called XPX. So just some blockchain marketing is what I was doing. That's what that was. We'll call that blockchain marketing on and the back end, everybody. So Brett's looking good. Markets, where's BTC at right now? 85K. That's still good. Red candle on the 4 hour. We're going green again on the 1 hour, though. That's good. We just need that 4 hour, everybody. We just need this 4 hour to break over that 200 moving average. We've been trading underneath it since $100,000 mark, or since $100,000 price. So every time we get above this, you see this happen. When we get above that 200 moving average, that's what, this is easy, right? It's above 200 moving average. So it just starts to climb up. And, when you have your up, you're going to have your down. So we're going through the down, everybody. We're taking it on the chin, and we're going to turn this thing around, and we'll get a nice little run. Great way of marketing. Yeah, just, some blockchain marketing. But that's what I've been doing. So right here we got 85,100. We got to get over 90K, over 100. It'll look really good. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. Like now, it'll show you if you got boost. Like I noticed XPX today. It showed when I had got some boost on the chart. You see this? So you can see now Dex Tools is showing like when you get those boosts. Let me zoom in. So you can go to Dex Tools and see where those boosts were playing. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's our daily chart, man. This is our target. We got a nice little target. Let's get everybody a follow. Make sure we're following XPX. Give you guys this right here. Make sure you guys are following TK. Make sure you guys are following everything that's going on with XPX, everything with FEG token. This is a good time to get acquainted with communities. Do what you guys are doing. Go through the motions. These spaces that TK's been having has been amazing. And just getting some things done on the back end is perfect because, we're going to have that Bitcoin break over that 200 moving average. And then the markets are going to be all bullish. And we're going to want that to happen anyways. So the camera has crashed all the way, everybody. I know, right? I don't know what's happened with that, man. It's unfortunate. I didn't do it before. We'll see what's up. So cameras all the way down, everybody. Come check out over here. There's some merch, some teaser stuff right here going on that you guys can come check it out at XPX. Right here, you guys do not want to miss out. I can actually just pin this up here. You guys can come check this out. If you guys want, make it easy for you guys. So go to the pin message up on XPX, and you guys will find some stuff right there. It's already getting some good reviews. A lot of people are already getting it. So don't miss out. This is just like, the first little run, first little teasers. You guys don't want to miss out on what's to come for sure. I've already ordered one. Let me know if you guys order one. And like I said, if it asks for a promo code, if you're a channel member, though, YouTube channel member, I'm pretty sure you can put in WAG me if I understand, and it'll be like 10% off. If not, then I'll look back into that setting, but it's supposed to give like channel members. I think this is YouTube's way to try to incentivize people to become more channel members, and they have their reasons because, now that I look at Twitch and stuff like that, people do like, where they do a lot of gifted members and stuff like that on Twitch where people are, so they're playing, getting as many people's subscription as they can. Right. So, all right. So I want you guys to have a great day. Definitely pull up to at XPX token. Join us in the TG. Community is very active. Team is active. and just get ready for this next run. Get ready for the next run. It's going to happen. BTC is going to happen right here. This 4-hour chart. If the news is red, if the news is bearish or bullish, just know that this is what you're waiting for. You might even have to want to write it down on the wall. So when you're leaving or coming in, you guys can just go, hey, I need that to go to, when I see a break over 200, I know it's going to be bullish. Till then, we're just going to consolidate a little bit, but it's looking like we're about to do that. We're headed in that direction again to go test it. So share the live, share the vibe, let everybody know what's up, man. Thank you guys for pulling up. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys stay tapped in with all things XPX. Go order your gold Visa card, business or individual, use it. And enjoy your crypto, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your guys' weekend, and let's have a great Monday tomorrow, right? We'll see how the markets open up and see how they push the market. But appreciate you, Saphir. Appreciate the whole community for pulling up, man. You guys are absolutely amazing. Much love and respect to every single one of you guys. Stay tapped in, man. Stay tapped in 100%. We're going to keep pulling up. We're getting close to that moment where all that hard time of this downtrend is just finally going to just get alleviated, and we can go back to walking on our tippy toes and being very, very excited. We're right here, everybody. So keep pulling up. Let's keep doing the work that we love to do no matter what. We're not going to delete our X. We're not going to delete our wallets. We're not going to delete our Telegram. We're here to stay. So let's take this all the way, everybody. Much love and respect. Have a fantastic day. If you guys can't do that, try to come back, experience the abundance of money with me, man. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later.